All right. Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Bahashim YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GREATMILLSTONE, and Shalawam to Lekman out there, doing this work of faith and labor of love, and truth, sincerity. All right, and this is a video, that I had shared privately with brothers, what I'm saying, to assist, our brothers with the Hebrew, just basic pointers. So, and brothers found it helpful, so I decided, I'll share it with the rest of the Akim. Maybe it might be helpful to another brother out there, Lord willing it is. So as you see before you, this is the Lashawan Kodash, you know, and this version, this book, this Torah that the brother have, he said, he bought it some years ago, but he said this was done, by a God that was in the truth, at one point, you know, and that's why in this one, like you see the connectors, when you see like two letters next to each other and you see the little line underneath it, that's why it has the connectors. Nowadays, you try to find a lot of, ancient Lashawan Kodash Torahs, they won't have the connectors, so it's kind of hard to tell where the connectors go unless you really, know the Hebrew words, so that's another helpful tip, for brothers to, go over, like Hebrew words and, look them up and stuff like that, because that will help you to better know where the connectors are if you don't have a Torah, that has the connectors with it. I tried looking all over, myself, and I couldn't personally find one that had the connectors and that was set up in this manner, but if any brothers, out there may know of where, they can be found or, could share the information, that would be greatly appreciated, So, I'm just let this video play. So, through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, I hope this is edifying, for brothers out there. All right. All right. So, this, just a little quick tutorial, quick help for brothers, in case you have problems, with recognizing where, the verses begin and end, the connectors, and just help with the pronunciation of the words. Just starting off with where the verse, stops and ends. Starts and ends. As this is where verse 1 would typically start at, and just because you see like the 2, the 3, the 4, the high here, which represents 5, and the 6 here, that doesn't mean that this verse 6 automatically starts right here, verse 5 automatically starts right here, or verse 4 automatically starts right here. You go by, what are these things, I believe, semicolon or whatever they call. So when you see, the numbers on the side, the 2 here, just know that the second verse starts on this line, okay? But since we know that verse 1 ended right here, from this semicolon, we know that verse 2 will start right here. Verse 3 doesn't automatically start right here, but we know from the 3 being here, we know that verse 3 is on this line, but you have to look for this line, and find the semicolon so you'll know the verse 3 starts right here. The same thing as for verse 4, but we know for verse 4, to start off verse 4, verse 3 was ended right here, so verse 4 picks up here. Same thing for the ha, which represents 5. Doesn't automatically mean it starts right here, but you have to look for the semicolon, which is right here, so verse 5 would begin right here. And another example of verse 6. Verse 6 doesn't start right here, but you will have to look on this line to figure out where verse 6 starts at. Will be right after this semicolon, so verse 6 starts here. So that's where the verse stops and then where it picks up at. So verse 1 would end right here with this word, La Amar. Okay, so that's what end the first verse. So the second verse would pick up right here with Ha Kadash. Okay, with Ha Kadash. All right, and it would end around the next semicolon, which is right here. So verse 3 will pick up right here with this word, YAHAWAH. Okay, this is where verse 3 would pick up at. And then verse 3 would continue all the way down to this point. So this is the last word here in verse 3, which is LABAYAF. Okay, and verse 4 will pick up here with WA'IM. And verse 4 will continue to go all the way down to where's the next semicolon at? Well, verse 4 is pretty damn long. All right, so verse 4 will end here with Hasha. Okay, this is where verse 4 would end at. And you know, if brothers don't know how to you know, deal with the connectors, you know, this is for a quick example, this is Ma, and this will be a Ra if you didn't have the connector here. But since you do have the connector, it wouldn't be Ma Ra. You wouldn't pronounce it separately. You would pronounce this together, and instead of this being a Ra here, you would drop off the A from the Ra, and this just would be Mar. So this word, instead of it being YAHAWAH, since this is connected, it would be YAHAWAH, since this is connected here. All right, and the same thing, you know, as you see with Yahweh, the same thing with this word all. Instead of it being and La, it's all, because the A is dropped off of the end of the L. All right, so just go through these verses real quick. You know, the pronunciation of the words and so forth. So hopefully this helps, brothers, if you need the help. All right, so verse 1. All right, so this is YAHAWAH, Yahawah, all, my Shah, Wa'al, Aharon, which is Aaron's name, Aharon, Ba'aratazah, Matazarium. Okay, you know, like as you see right here, quick example, Matazar, you wouldn't pronounce this just as a Taza, but since it's connected with the Ra, it's Tazar. Instead of saying Tazarah, Yum is Matazar Yum. Okay, La Amar. So I'll read that again real quick. This is YAHAWAH, Yahawah, all, my Shah, Wa'al, Aharon, Ba'aratazah, Matazarium, La Amar. Okay, so that's verse 1. Verse 2. This is Ha Chadash, Hazah, Lakam, Ra'ash, Chadashyam, Ra'ashwan, Hawa'ah, Lakam, La Chadashya, Ha Shana. Okay, I'll read that one more time. Ha Chadash, Hazah, Lakam, Ra'ash, Chadashyam, Ra'ashwan, Hawa'ah, Lakam, La Chadashya, Ha Shana. Okay, that's verse 2. Now verse 3. All right, it's the Barwa, all, call, Idaf. Okay, so as you know, another quick example just to show, it's a da, and instead of it just being a tha, T-H-A, you would drop off the A, so it's Idaf, instead of saying Idatha, it's Idaf. Okay, Yasharala, La Amar, Ba'ai La Chadash, Hazah, YAHAWAH, Laham, Ayash, Shah, LABAYAF, Abath, Shah, LABAYAF. Okay, so I read that one more time. This is the Barwa, all, call, Idaf, Yasharala, La Amar, Ba'ai Shara, La Chadash, Hazah, YAHAWAH, Laham, Ayash, Shah, LABAYAF, Abath, Shah, LABAYAF. All right, so that's the end of verse 3, and I'll go through verse 4. Wa'am, Yama'it Ha Bayath Ma Hayawath Mahayawath Masha Wa Lachak Hawa'ah Wa Shakanwa. Right, and another quick example, I want to show brothers of a reason why you have to pretty much know the Hebrew words, is because with this word here, Wa Shakanwa, right? Now, you might read this word and thinking that this is one complete word, but the first, you have a Wa at the beginning and a Wa at the end. Now, this actually could be one whole word, but that's why I say you have to know the words, because in actuality right here, and majority of times when you see Wa in the beginning of a word, Wa means and. But if you see it as a Wa as a suffix, if you see the Wa at the end of a word, it can mean he, his, or it. All right, and the base word, which is shakun, that means neighbor. So Wa Shakan Wa means and his neighbor in this case, So there are different scenarios just like this. That's why I said that you have to know pretty much the Hebrew words. Okay. Ha Kwarab. All by Yathwa Bama Kasaf Na Pashath Na Pashath Ayash Lapya Lapya Akalwa Da Kaswa Al Hasha. Okay, so I'll read that one more time, a little more fluid. Wa'am Yama'it Habayath Ma Hayawath Masha Wa Lachak Hawa'ah Wa Shakanwa Ha Kwarab. All Bayathwa Bama Kasaf Napashath Ayash Lapya Akalwa Da Kaswa Al Hasha. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's the end of verse 4. So I hope this was helpful for brothers.